When it comes to owning a poodle, there's a lot to love about the breed. But trust me, it's not all good. In fact, it can sometimes get a little overwhelming if you don't know what to expect. Everything from their infamous teddy bear face to their grooming requirements can quickly drive an owner crazy. So in this video, I'm going to share the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to owning a poodle. The good. One of the best things about owning a poodle is their sweet and goofy personalities. These dogs are often the life of the party, bringing a mix of sweetness and silliness that melts hearts and brings out smiles. They're exceptionally good at reading human emotions and know exactly how to get you to laugh or brighten up your day. One poodle owner mentioned, "My boy Walter is a real comedian. Everything is a game or toy to him. Leaves blowing, birds flying, bugs crawling, you name it. I am so in love with this boy. He keeps me laughing all the time." So if you're ever feeling down, your poodle might start performing goofy antics to cheer you up. However, this next thing may be the most impressive thing about a poodle, and that's their wicked smarts. Seriously, these dogs are scary intelligent. While it may not always be a good thing, and you'll see why later, it can make life a lot easier for owners, especially in the beginning. For example, they quickly learn commands, tricks, and even can master complex tasks with ease. In fact, it'll probably take them fewer than 5 repetitions to learn a new basic command. Their high intelligence makes them perfect for agility courses, obedience competitions, and even service work. But you know what's even better than their high intelligence? It has to be their low-shedding coats. These dogs have been advertised as hypoallergenic dogs for decades. And while that's not completely true, the shedding is hardly noticeable. Coming from an owner of a Corgi and an Australian Shepherd, trust me, it makes a world of a difference. The thing is, poodles have a unique coat. They don't have fur like most dogs do. Rather, they have hair, similar to us humans. And just like us, they lose hair from time to time, but they'll never excessively shed like your typical dog. So if you're allergic to dogs, or in my case, sick of vacuuming, then these curly dogs will be absolutely perfect for you. But you know who else these dogs are perfect for? Kids, cats, and other dogs. If you're looking for a dog that's great with older kids, other dogs, and even cats, look no further than the poodle. Yes, technically they're hunting dogs, but they have relatively low prey drive compared to other hunting dogs, so they aren't likely to chase the family cat or nip at the heels of smaller kids. This makes them a peaceful addition to multi-pet households. One poodle owner shared, "Our poodle gets along with everyone, from our ambitious kids to our aloof cat. He's quite literally the peacemaker of our house." Plus, a poodle's gentle nature and intelligence also means they understand how to safely play with younger family members and can easily learn to respect boundaries. They know exactly when they need to be calm and when they can let loose. However, another reason they do well with all family members is because of their protectiveness. Let's be clear, they will be protective, but it won't be territorial or aggressive. If they sense something is off or wrong with the situation, they'll come to investigate and hover around like a little protector. In fact, one poodle owner shared, "First time I noticed this was when I passed out, and she wouldn't leave my side all day after that. Recently, I had really spicy wings and she had to check that I was okay multiple times." Unlike many guard dogs, poodles will take time to assess the situation rather than going from 0 to 100 and barking up a storm. And yes, they're smart enough to know when things aren't right. However, perhaps the best thing about these dogs may be their versatility. Poodles are like the Swiss Army knives of the dog world. Whether you're into agility, swimming, hiking, therapy work, or just want a jogging buddy, poodles are up for the challenge. Their intelligence and eagerness to please make them quick learners, capable of mastering a wide variety of activities. This versatility means that no matter your lifestyle, hobbies, or adventures, a poodle can adapt and thrive with you along the way. Now that all seems wonderful, right? Well, it's not all good, which leads me to my next segment, the bad. Maybe it's their graceful stance or elegant nature. but a lot of non-owners seem to believe poodles are calm and mellow dogs. Well, I hate to break it to you, but poodles are a lot more athletic, active, and energetic than you think. If you think you're getting a low-maintenance dog you can cuddle all day with, I'm sorry to say, you're wrong. Their high energy levels can be surprising and, at times, overwhelming for unsuspecting owners. That said, poodles require at least an hour of daily exercise and mental stimulation, whether it's a long walk, a vigorous game of fetch, or an agility course. Sure, to some people, this can actually be a huge plus. But for most owners, especially if you have limited time and energy, it can be a pain to make this type of commitment. And the worst part is, without sufficient exercise, poodles can become bored and potentially destructive, which can lead me to my next point. Some poodles will be escape artists. With their spring-loaded legs and bouncy nature, certain poodles can easily scale fences and find their way out of backyards. This can be a major headache for owners who aren't prepared for their poodle's gymnastic prowess. You think that 4-foot fence can keep your poodle secure? Think again. For those with particularly ambitious poodles, even a 6-foot fence might be necessary to keep them contained. While not every poodle will try to make a break for it, the ones that do require extra vigilance and secure fencing. But the good news is that once out, not all poodles will make a run for it. If you're lucky enough to have a Velcro dog, they won't want to stray too far from you. Either way, you'll need to ensure your yard is escape-proof to prevent any unexpected adventures. However, there's a pro that can also be a con, and that's how ridiculously smart these dogs are. Poodles are furry little geniuses, brilliant but sometimes a bit too clever for their own good. Their incredible intelligence can be both a blessing and a curse. While their smarts make them highly trainable, it also means they can quickly figure out ways to outsmart their owners and get into mischief. One owner hilariously noted, "He knows that any notification sound on my phone means a delivery could be showing up. I have to change it every day because he figures it out before the day ends." A smarter dog is not always a good thing. Rather, it usually means they need constant mental stimulation. If they're not kept entertained, they'll find their own ways to pass the time, which might include outsmarting every puzzle toy you give them. Their knack for problem-solving can lead to creative and sometimes troublesome behaviors. Poodles prefer to work smarter, not harder, and can figure out shortcuts or cheats to get what they want. While this can be amusing, it also means owners need to stay one step ahead to keep their clever poodles out of trouble. So if you're not prepared for their mental prowess, their intelligence might just become more of a con than a pro. But here's one thing that might be even worse. Poodles are highly sensitive to human emotions. These dogs are like little emotional sponges, soaking up feelings of everyone around them. Sure, they can sense when their humans are happy, sad, or stressed, and they often respond accordingly, offering comfort and companionship. However, this trait can also be a downside. Poodles don't handle long stretches of loneliness well and can become anxious or depressed if left alone too often. In addition, they pick up on negative emotions like tension and anger, which can significantly affect their well-being. In a household full of arguing and stress, a poodle might become withdrawn or anxious, mirroring the emotional climate of their environment. While no one thrives in a tense household, poodles are particularly sensitive to such atmospheres. So, if you can't provide a loving, cheerful, and stable environment for these dogs, then poodles probably aren't for you. Okay, that wasn't so bad, right? Well, this next part is where things can get really bad. The ugly. One of the most significant challenges of owning a poodle is the intense grooming requirements. Poodles have gorgeous, curly coats, but maintaining that beauty comes with a hefty price, either in time or money. If you're not prepared for regular grooming sessions, things can get ugly fast. An experienced owner shared, "Lots of people aren't capable of keeping up with the grooming requirements. You'll need to either visit a pro, which generally costs $60 to $100, or learn to groom yourself, which requires purchasing equipment costing hundreds of dollars." Professional grooming needs to happen at least once every 8 weeks, preferably every 6 weeks, and some owners even opt for every 4 weeks. And if you want to keep any length on your poodle's coat, well, it's the ears, face, or legs. This requires daily combing to prevent matting. No, not brushing, combing. The effort involved can be daunting for many, but without regular grooming, a poodle's coat can become matted, tangled, and develop what owners call the teddy bear face. This teddy bear face may be adorable, but it comes with some serious downsides. Keeping a poodle's teddy bear face clean is a constant battle that many owners find exhausting. You'll get tired of trying to keep it clean because it very quickly churns from cute and fluffy to scraggly, stinky, and messy. The main culprits are food, saliva, and debris from the ground. Plus, it doesn't help that poodle hair is like a sponge. It soaks up everything. The fluffy face hair traps all sorts of nastiness, making regular cleaning a necessity to avoid unpleasant smells and matting. For new poodle owners, face shaving during the puppy stage is highly recommended. Getting them in the habit of face shaving early on ensures they tolerate it better as they grow older. If not, you might face a significant challenge trying to groom an older dog who isn't used to it. And although teddy bear face can get really disgusting, it may not be as problematic as the plethora of health issues in the breed. Poodles, despite their many wonderful qualities, are prone to a variety of health problems that can be both costly and emotionally taxing. While they're generally robust dogs, there are several serious conditions that owners need to be aware of. These conditions can range from manageable to life-threatening, requiring regular vet visits and sometimes expensive treatments. For example, sebaceous adenitis is a skin condition that can cause hair loss and skin infections, while Addison's disease affects the adrenal glands, leading to a range of symptoms including weakness and vomiting. Hip dysplasia is another concern, especially for standard poodles, causing pain and mobility issues. And then there's bloat, a sudden and often fatal condition where the stomach twists, requiring immediate veterinary intervention. The cost and care associated with these health issues can be significant. Plus, regular checkups, preventative care, and potential surgeries all add up. If you're not prepared to potentially spend on health, then owning a poodle might be disastrous. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.